Hello, my dear students. I welcome you all to the English class. So, hope you all are fine. So, we are doing chapter 10, a strange case from English course book. And I have completed 3 parts of the video from this chapter. And today I'll be doing the last part of the video. Okay, today will be the last topic from this video. So, what happens next? Let us see. So, as you all know that till yesterday's class, we came to know that the visitor was making some chemical reaction, right, which was turning into different color, and fumes, smokes was coming out from that mixture, right? So what happens next? And doctor, who was the narrator, was watching all this very carefully with his wide open eyes, right? Dr. Lennon was watching it very carefully, and the visitor was making something in the glass tube. So what happens next? Let us see. Then he put the glass to his lips and drank in one gulp. A cry followed. He reeled, staggered, clutched the table and hold on, staring with eyes wide open, gasping with open mouth. And as I looked, there came, I thought, a change. Now, after making all the reaction in that glass tube, after mixing everything in the glass tube, which was changing continuously, he drank that mixture in one gulp, means in one sip only. He drank all that mixture. When that visitor drank the mixture, a cry followed. Now that means he started crying. Okay, he started crying. He reeled, staggered. Here reeled means to lose balance. Okay, the visitor, once he started drinking, once he drank that mixture, he reeled, that means he lost his balance, and he began to move here to there. Staggered here means move unsteadily. Okay, that means once he started losing his balance, then he started moving unsteadily, means moving, he started moving from here to there. Clutch the table and hold on. Clutch means to grasp something very tightly. He started to he hold the table very tightly. He catch the table very tightly with his hand, and he held on, staring with eyes wide open. His eyes were open wide, and he was gasping with open mouth. And I looked, there came, I thought, a change. Means now Dr. Lennon is telling that there was some change occurring to the visitor. He seemed to swell. Now what kind of changes were occurring? He was swelling. The visitor started swelling. His face became suddenly black, and the features seemed to melt and change. Now the visitor's face became suddenly black. It turned to be a black in color, and the features seemed to melt and change. And his features were changing. His face was changing, and it was melting too. It was melting, and it was changing, and it was turning to be a different person. Okay, and the next morning I had sprung to my sorry, and the next moment I had sprung to my feet and leaped back against the wall, my arms raised to cover me from that monstrous image. Now, next moment, what he did, I had sprung to my feet, means he lose his feet. That means Dr. Lennon was very much afraid. Okay, and to my feet and leaped back. Here leaped means he moved quickly against the wall. He went quickly, Dr. Lennon went quickly against the wall, because he was very much frightened. Okay, and my arms raised to cover me from that monstrous image. Now Dr. Lennon, who is a narrator of the story, he was covering himself with his hand to cover him from that monstrous image. Monstrous means, who looks horrible. Okay, who looks very horrible, very dangerous. Okay, so Dr. Lanyon, he was running, he was sitting against the wall, and he was covering himself from that monstrous image. I was in terror. Oh God, I screamed, and oh God, again and again. So Dr. Lanyon was very much afraid to see this change, who looked, who after that visitor turned out to be a monster. Okay, he was very much afraid, and he was screaming, oh God, again and again. He was screaming, oh God, oh God. He was praying to God. For there, before my eyes, pale and shaken, like a man restored from death, stood. So, the man changed into a pale and shaken, and the man was looking like the man restored from death. That means the one who came back from death. Okay, and he was standing there in front of Dr. Lanier, Henry Jekyll himself, and that man was none other than Henry Jekyll. Yes, that man, after drinking that mixture which he made in a glass tube, he different changes occurred in him. Yes, he became black in color. After that, his features melted. After that, he turned out to be a monstrous image. That person was Henry Jekyll himself, and that monster, you remember who was that monster? Yes, that monstrous image was that cold blooded murderer in the town. Yes, so Henry Jekyll, that man turned out to be Henry Jekyll, the man hunted for, who was the man hunted for in every corner of the land as a murderer, who was a cold-blooded murderer, and he was searched. Hunted means he was being searched by every person. He was being searched by policemen in a town. That was why. Do you remember that when he was entering the house, Dr. Lanyon's house, he was terrible. He was like afraid to see policeman who was watching him with wide open eyes. So this is the end of the story, and the story, you know that it is adapted from The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by R.L. Stevenson. So hope you all like the story, and this was one of the suspense type of story, and the monster was no one but the Henry Jekyll himself, who was turning into, at first who was looking different, and after drinking that mixture he turned out to be a monster. So in this way the story ended. Okay, hope you all like the story. So this much for today, class children. Let us see what we will do in the next class. Okay, children, stay safe, stay healthy. See you in the next